everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and I told you guys last week in my PELO chat video that I was going to get one new medal, and I got it in the mail. I will do an up close and show you guys this medal in just a second, but I'm super excited. It's a really nice quality. This is from the Conqueror Virtual Challenges. You just pick whatever one you want to work towards, and then you input your measurements for miles. You can be a runner and do some of these, or you can be a cyclist and do some of these. It really doesn't matter as long as you have a way to track your mileage. And then you just enter it in, and once you complete it, you get the medal in the mail. So basically, you know, you're paying for your medal. I don't have a problem with that personally, but some people may, and there's an app. It's very interactive, so you can check that out. I do have a video like walking through the entire Conqueror challenges. I think it's a little bit hokey, but if it gets you motivated to do more, I think it's a good thing. So I'm very happy that people have been using my code, so I've been getting some free ones, and this one was one of my free ones. For every 2 people that use my code, I get a free challenge. So I ended up with this one. This is Alps to Ocean, and let's hop to the other camera really quick and I'll show it to you guys. My Alps to Ocean medal is here, so I was gonna just open it up with you guys and let you guys see what it looks like. There's the little logo thing on it, and this is the Conqueror Virtual Challenge. And I took my other medal out of this and didn't keep any of this wrapping, but it's a pretty cute way they have it stored in here. There it is. It's super pretty with all the blues. There's the back of it. We'll just go ahead and get it all the way out here. Unloop it. And I don't know how it's stuck on here. Oh, it's got some putty on it. No. I don't like that putty. Okay. Did leave a little tiny bit of a mark. But yeah, this is New Zealand medal. Alps to Ocean. It says bling.nz, New Zealand. There you go. Alps to Ocean. 180 miles, New Zealand Virtual Challenge. It's got the Alps, the ocean, the blue. Very, very pretty. Oh yeah, there's the top of it, so you can see the whole medal. Virtually anything is possible. Just nice and pretty, and it's gonna go get hung up with all the rest of my medals. Okay, now that that is out of the way, I'm gonna take this one off. I am doing another one. Let's see, I have 2 planned coming up here soon. So let's see. The one that I am going to be doing currently is just the 2022 one, and you kind of put your own mileage in. It's called Conqueror 2022, and you'll just get a medal at the end. You can pick whatever distance you want. And right now I say 400 miles because I'm going to be using this one for the majority of the rest of the year, and I just don't know how much I can do, but I want it to be a challenge. So right now it just says 400, but if it gets closer to the end of the year, I will adjust it if I'm not anywhere close to 400. There's one other one that I signed up for. It's called Road to Hana. It's the one that I originally saw. This was totally a Facebook ad. I saw this little beautiful medal with some sort of flower blossom, like hibiscus blossom, and I'm going to be doing this one. I signed up for the Road to Hana one. It is 64.4 miles, but I pledged 65 miles, and I'm going to be doing that one for the Peloton coming up in a couple of weeks. So that's going to be my challenge for that one. Anyway, so that is it for the Conqueror Challenge. It says so far this year, of the ones I've entered, I've done 324 miles. I haven't entered all of my mileage, so I really don't know, but I try to hit 100 to 150 miles every month, so that's way more than 300. Anyway, that's all I have to say about the challenges. I'm super excited about that. So I had somebody ask me a question in my last PELO chat video, and they asked about if I could talk more about Peloton, and I have done whole videos about my Peloton experience. I will link to my 100 miles Peloton video I did. I talked about some of my best tips and tricks if you're doing a long distance type thing on the Peloton bike. I don't know that many of my tips apply to any other type of long distance things, but for the Peloton specific ones, I have some tips on that video. But Peloton is basically this event that happens every quarter. Landon is the guy who runs it. There's a whole Peloton website. There's a whole app that you use for it. And you basically pledge however many miles you want to do during these Peloton event weekends. They are designed after something called a Gran Fondo. It's an Italian race for like real road bikes, like on the road, real physical bikes, not ones that are just in your house. It is based off of that, but this one's like way more low-key. You pick however many miles you want to do. I think the first one I did 35 because I thought that was like the minimum you could do, and I ended up going way past 35, but it's over the whole weekend, so you can take breaks. You can go like all at once. You could do hour, you can go all the way up to as many hours as you can do. There are some people that just, you know, do a couple hours and do like 30 miles or whatever and call it done. And then there are some super extreme people that will spend 8 hours on the bike, log multiple hundred miles over the weekend, and really just go to town. I've seen, the highest one I've seen was like 350 over the weekend, which is insane because I did 100 and I feel like I nearly died doing the 100. So yeah, you have to build up to something like that, but people train for this and people take it really seriously, or people just have fun with it. And I really, really like it. It gives me something to kind of like work towards. So I tend to spend a little bit of time every Saturday, I guess not every Saturday, most Saturdays, depending on what kids things we have going on. I will spend most Saturdays doing an hour, maybe 2 hours, some weekends a little bit more than that, but I try to stretch out my time and do a lot of distance during those rides. Basically, it's just a lot of minutes or a couple of hours on the bike just to keep that endurance going. And I have thought about doing more of the Power Zone things. I did the Power Zone first program. I think it's called Discover Your Power Zones. I do have the little bar up on the screen that gives you the 7 zones. I took the FTP test, which basically is a 20-minute all out, like push as hard as you can over the 20 minutes, and it gives you your FTP score. I use that Power Zone bar in a lot of my classes now, and I really like that, but I don't know if I'm ready to like commit to Power Zone training because it is way more intense. It's like 45 and 60-minute rides quite a bit throughout the week, and I just don't know if I'm ready for that. I really like the 20 and 30-minute rides. If I'm being honest, like during the week, those are the ones I usually hit up. But yeah, Peloton, you can take it every quarter. You can pick and choose which quarters you're gonna do. This one I think is gonna be my 4th one. So I've done a year of Pelotondos now, and I'm going to do all the ones this year. There's 2 more this year. I'm in it. I really wanna hit every quarter doing it because I find it really fun. There are also different medals. There's a yearly medal. They call it a finisher medal. You can just get that one. And there's also a medal every quarter that goes to a different charity. So this one happens to be an Alzheimer's charity. I started getting the charity medals most of the time now. So really, really like that. I like that it's going towards a good cause. They also have lots of merch, so you can get shirts and things and really go all out if you want to. And you can get, certain ones are actually customizable, so you can get your mileage put on them too, which is really cool, but I haven't gone there yet. I'm like, I have enough Peloton gear. I don't need to go and purchase anything else, really. I really don't need to purchase any more Peloton gear, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, love the Pelofondo, love doing it. There's a whole Facebook group where people talk about it and train for it, and it's a really, really good community. So yeah, definitely recommend it if you're a Peloton person, or if you have a stationary bike at home, you can still participate as long as you can track your mileage. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna walk through my little list of notes for this week. I have a couple of new items that I purchased in the room. So I purchased a little, looks like a teeny tiny table on top of your bike, and that way I can put a couple of things on there. And then I also got another couple set of weights. I needed an in-between set. I feel like I can't stick with 10s for all the arms classes, but then the 5s feel too light sometimes, so I needed that in-between size. And then Johnny also needed to just bump up one. He's been training a little bit more. He needed another set. So I'm gonna cut to a clip really quick and show you guys all the new things in the workout room. So here is the actual bike itself. I ended up getting this mat, and I really like it. It just stays up here, and it has like a slip-proof thing on it. So you don't have to use the little slip-proof mat if you don't want to, but I find that my phone fits really nicely. I got my chapstick and my AirPods really close. I always hang my skosh over here, and you can see I'm super clumsy. I've run into the wall a couple of times with it. It's just like right on my arm. I forget that it's there. So there's my bike setup. We still need to get a dumbbell rack. So there are my new ones. The green ones are the 8-pounders. You can see I'm doing an experiment with the double fitness trackers. So those are the ones I've already had. Those are the new ones. And then Johnny got these ones. These are 30-pounders here. So he's got 30s, 25s, 20s, and then we both will share the 15s. I don't know that he ever uses the 15s anymore, but these are the Peloton ones, and I really like those ones. And then my set, and then also my 2s are right there as well. So got the whole little alignment there, and the mirror hasn't been hung up. Oh, toes. The mirror hasn't been hung up yet, so it's just there. And also, I had done a video. I'm just double fitness tracking right now. So you'll see it on my arm, but it's just an experiment right here. So I had talked about last week, I was really disappointed because I was getting bloated because my period was coming. Well, it came this week and it has been miserable. I have not done much of the hardcore on the floor calendar. I have the calendar right here, and you guys can see like all the little dots are dots I have done. I haven't done very much so far this week because I've just been super crampy and super like lower back sore, but I have been going to mom's group most days, but I'm definitely taking it easier this week. I've been doing the bar 3 times a week and also the Tunde arms 3 times a week. The arms and lightweight classes, I've been still sticking with trying to do each of those 3 times a week, and I've been doing that, and I did not want to do it yesterday. I was like, I just want to go lay in bed and read, and Johnny came in, he's like, I'm gonna work on my training right now. Do you want to come do your bar? Because he knew. I told him earlier in the day, I'm like, I just got to do a 10-minute thing later, just like remind me to do it. And he came in, he's like, I'm working out. Do you want to do your 10 minutes? And I was like, yes, I want to get my 10 minutes done. So I went in, did my 10 minutes, feel lots better that I did it and got it done, but I just did not feel, I was not motivated at all. And I even went to bed last night at like 10 o'clock. It was like super early for me. So yeah, prioritizing sleep, that was one reason I got this one. I've also been prioritizing tracking. So I talked about using a different one, not my MyFitnessPal, because my MyFitnessPal was not hooking with my watch, and I've always tried to eat back some of my calories, not all of them. I usually have like a 200 or 300 calorie buffer in my like calorie allotment on there, but I really like to have some extra calories for my workout. It feels motivating to me, and it also just makes like common sense. Like if you're already on a restrictive calorie thing, you don't want your deficit to be ginormous. And some days I work out, and I work out quite a bit, so I don't want to just have this giant deficit. And I'm really also paranoid about it because I'm a migraine sufferer, and if I don't eat properly, I can get migraines from it. So I definitely don't want to get into any sort of fasted state where my body starts revolting. You know, I eat back some of my calories. I know some people don't do that. Some people do. Some people eat back half of them. Whatever. I don't care what you do. This is what I do. Don't judge me. So I do want the calories to show up. And I also like just seeing like all the calories of my workout all together in the same app as all my food calories. And so when it wasn't working, I tried to find a different tracker. So I tried Macro Factor or Macro Tracker or something, some sort of macros based one. And then I also tried Chronometer, and I had been using Chronometer for a couple of weeks now, but I find that it gives me extra calories. And I'm like, there's no way in the world that I need like 2,800 calories. Like there's just no way. It doesn't work for me. I cannot eat 2,800 calories and expect to lose weight. So it was just a little bit weird and wonky, and I cannot figure out. I've like tried different settings on it to make it so it doesn't give me extra calories, because it's already giving me, you know, the workout calories, and then it adds more calories. It's like just 300 extra calories for no reason. I don't know why. I tried to change the settings, like I said, so I wasn't jiving with it. And the only other thing that I have problems with Chronometer is it just does not have nearly the database that the MyFitnessPal does. Like anything I can ever think of is in MyFitnessPal. Chronometer just doesn't have as many options. I find the search is not as great. If I search for something, I just type in some sort of keyword, like let's say my oatmeal. It's maple pecan oatmeal from a certain brand or whatever. If I just type in maple pecan, a lot of times it will give me lots of options. But if I don't type in the exact right way on the Chronometer one, it won't show me anything. It'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I'll have to type in the brand name and then the exact thing and hope that it comes up. Of course, you can barcode scan lots of things too, but I've been finding it was just kind of limiting what I could actually enter. So I went back to MyFitnessPal like 2 days ago. I'm sick of like trying to search for things and not being able to find anything. And I'm also sick of like it telling me I have 2,800 calories when I know I shouldn't have 2,800 calories. I am 5'6". So I'm like, I don't need 2,800 calories unless I'm in the Olympics or something. So I know it was wrong. So I finally just went back to MyFitnessPal, and luckily it is now tracking my activity. So it's showing me my active calories. It's adding those into my calorie number, and my calorie number is reasonable. So I feel like at 16 or 17 or 1,800 calories, it's a reasonable place for me to be where I'm not overly restrictive and I'm not starving. I feel totally nourished and satiated when I'm around like 1,700 calories. When I add in a few hundred extra calories for the exercise, it puts me around the same kind of numbers, like 1,800-ish numbers, and I feel like that's still a good place for me to be. So I'm definitely not trying to lose super quickly, super drastically. I'm not trying to restrict to where I'm starving all the time or anything. There are some days where I'm just like, I need more food, and I'll use more food if I need to, but a lot of the times it's just something where it's like I'm being more mindful, like just the act of entering it in, I'm being more mindful of what I'm putting in my mouth, and that is really helpful, because if I'm not tracking, I can go through like a bag of chips like that. But when I'm tracking, I measure out my little bowl of chips, and I have just the right amount of chips that fit into my calorie counts, and I'm not going overboard. So it's just a matter of awareness for me, more so than like trying to restrict. I still eat the chips, I still eat the ice cream, I still eat the junk. I just try to restrict and try to make a few better choices for the day. So anyway, All that to say, back to MyFitnessPal, loving it now that it's working again. It was just not working for a while. And I did decide my first goal. So I'm not anywhere close to this. I'm uncrossing my legs because it's super hot in here. I'm not anywhere super close to this at all. But when I hit 170, which will be 15 pounds basically, because I hit 185 on the scale. So basically when I lose 15 pounds, I'm gonna give myself a reward and I am gonna buy new shoes, like new fancy shoes, no bull shoes probably. I really like the no bulls, and I might end up with 2 pairs. I might end up with a running pair, and I also might end up with a strength pair. We'll see. I don't know exactly yet. But I just love, love, love their shoes, and I've been itching to get some, but they're so expensive, and so I'm saving it for a reward for myself. So when I have felt definitely bloated and unmotivated and tired and all these things, I've been just cutting back on my workouts, but I've still been trying to go to mom's group. I've still been trying to hit the challenges most days. I've still done a little bit of the hardcore on the floor calendar, and this was like a week before my period. I was starting to have PMS type symptoms and starting to feel less motivated. And the thing that pushes me through is I know that this is something I've decided, and this is something I want to stick with. And I don't want to just be like, oh, I'm unmotivated, I'll work out next week. So I really have to dig deep to still have that determination, still have that drive and that goal, because I'm just not motivated in the moment. I've read some quotes about like motivation comes and goes, but determination stays. So that's what I'm really trying to do, is trying to still stick with it. I'm still trying to build habits. People will ask in various groups, they'll ask, you know, I lost my motivation. How do I get motivation back? And we're like, it's not about motivation. It's about deciding and just sticking to it even when you don't want to. And that's been hard. Like there have been mornings lately where I'm like, oh, I'm crampy, I'm tired, I just want to sit at home and I don't want to go to mom's group, which is a workout, and it's an hour-long workout. So if I'm going to that, I'm getting a really, really good workout in. But just the act of like getting there, I have to decide like, okay, I'm gonna pack my bag, I'm gonna pack up the kids, we're gonna get to this workout, and I just decide, you know, decide that's what we're gonna do today, even when I don't feel like it. And part of it is, same with like starting a workout, part of it is just getting over that mental hump of, oh, I don't want to, like, you know, being kind of babyish about it. I don't want to do that. So I decide, okay, fine, I'll go, but I won't have to work out that hard. And every time I start working out hard because I'm there, I'm like, might as well take advantage of the time. And same with starting a class. Like last night, Johnny's like, come on, you want to go do your bar? You said you wanted to. And I'm like, okay, it's 10 minutes, I'll go do it, and I'll half butt it, you know? I've talked about this in other videos. But once you get started, you know, the music's motivating, the coach is motivating, you just do it. And you find that once you start that first class, sometimes you go to a second or a third class because you lost that little like, I don't want to do it type feeling. You know, you're in it and you're like, oh, okay, I feel like I'm doing something, let's keep going. I didn't keep going last night, by the way. I went right back to bed. Started reading again. But yeah, a lot of times it definitely just getting over that hump, like physically getting on the bike and starting a class, you'll really feel better that you did. There's been a lot of times in the past like, oh, I regret not working out, you know, but I don't go, oh, I regret taking that class. I never feel like that. Oh, I regret going to mom's group today. Nope, I never feel that. Once you're there, you're in it and you get it done and you feel better for it. So it's always the hardest part, is just the mental part and getting it going. If you can get past that, you can do it. Okay, last thing on my list, I'll have a couple of Peloton classes and things to talk about in a second, but the last thing on my list is I've been doing a daily weigh-in, and I've talked about this in other videos, why I'm doing a daily weigh-in, but basically it's to just not let the fluctuations like affect you mentally. Like you see the fluctuations, you know they're gonna happen, and once you get used to seeing them enough, then it's like no big deal. You know, the scale is not the end all be all. It's really what comes down to like your clothes fitting, how you feel in your body, also taking measurements or taking pictures throughout the journey. But I really liked doing this. This is I want to say this is like my second or third week. I don't even know. I can't keep track of time now. Let's see. I think it's my going into my third week of doing this. So I looked, it's my third week of daily weigh-ins and daily measuring, and I also journal a little bit. So I talk about like, if there's a fluctuation that I know what is causing it, I'll write about it. Like, darn it, I'm bloated, I'm irritated because I'm bloated. And like I did last week, I ranted on here last week about this, but I also ranted like in my little journal here. By the way, this is an Erin Condren planner, which I love. And I have my notes also written in Erin Condren notebook, which I also love. Shameless plug for Erin Condren. But anyway, I really like the idea of weighing myself every day, seeing the fluctuations and not freaking out about this. You know, sometimes if you see you gain 3 pounds, in a day, it can be a little unnerving being like, you know, I've been working out, I've been doing everything right, what the heck? And seeing it written down and then dropping the next day, 2 pounds down, 1 pound up, 2 pounds down. All these things happen and it's not as much of a shock each time the more I've done it. So I'm really getting used to just getting in the habit of weighing and then writing down some thoughts for the day. One of the days I wrote in here about like keeping my weights up, the whole Tunde arms class, things like that, where I'm like, dang, I feel so much stronger lately. I've been able to do the push-ups more lately. I've been really killing it in mom's group for XYZ and writing in like positive things too, not just like, oh, I'm bloated and I'm angry at life right now. So there've been good moments in here too. I really like the act of just thinking about it, writing it down, and having a place for those like either fitness or weight related thoughts, health related thoughts. It cut me off somewhere, but I really like having this one and just writing my thoughts down, writing my fitness related things down. It's either weight, fitness, health, food, all those kind of things end up in here, just my thoughts on it. Some of them are positive, some of them are negative, but I really like having that one, and I leave this one in here. I just come in here in the morning and do a little bit of morning planning, and then I also write in that journal a little bit. And it's just, you know, a little section each day, just a couple of sentences, not a huge giant like pouring my whole life out on paper, just a few sentences. And now another planner that I've been using, this is something I've been using actually all year. It's just my little fitness planner, and it's also Erin Condren, and I did a little decorating in this week's Plan With Me, which you will see next week. And I just write in my workout, and this one has been living in the home gym, and so I really like being able to write it in after every workout again. I really liked that. And so Johnny is going to work out this evening. He's already said, I'm going to work out and I'm going to get on the bike, which I'm excited about. He's only been on the bike like 4 times, like probably less than 5 times. And he said he wants to do a little bit more cardio. So I'm super excited for him to be on the bike. I will just like use the Peloton app and do my workout. I'll do arms and light weights, and then I will see what else I can pick up off the hardcore on the floor calendar, because I'm feeling a little bit better today. I was super crampy and tired and bloated and all those things the last little bit, but I'm starting to feel a little bit better. So I will end up writing that down, and I like the act of writing it down right after my class and also jotting off all the hardcore on the floor calendar things that I do. So I'll probably just pick a few 10-minute classes while he's in there and work on that. I don't know how long he wants to ride the bike, but I'm super excited he's gonna get on the bike. I want him to be obsessed with the bike because I'm obsessed with the bike. I want him to. I want him to find the obsession like I found it. But anyway, so that will be fun. It'll be his first ride in a really long time. He tried it a few times in the beginning, and the only other thing, my gripe with that is though, he totally whomps my outputs. Totally, like my best outputs, not even close. Not even close to his outputs. But anyway, really enjoyed having it in there again and being able to write into it right away. And so let's talk, first of all, let's talk bar classes. The bar class I took last night, and I'll take it 2 more times this week, it kicked my butt. My butt was so sore, especially this morning getting up. It was exercises for your side butt, not like your cheeks, like your side butt. And it was so hard. I could not keep my legs up the entire time. So I'm really excited to see how my second time taking it and my third time taking it are, because yeah, I could not. I was like, oh my gosh, my leg, my side butt is hurting so bad right now because it was so hard. And it just doesn't even look hard or seem hard, but it is. I will leave the class link down below. You guys check it out if you're a Peloton person, because it kicked my butt. So that's one thing. Also, I talked earlier about Power Zone training. I found the Power Zone Pack group on Facebook. There is a whole challenge thing that's usually, I think they're like 5 or 6 weeks long. Well, I saw there's 2 weeks left in it, and I took the Monday class Monday night. It's a 45-minute Power Zone Max ride, and it was hard. So hard. I think that was one of the hardest ones I've ever taken, and I stuck with it. I stayed in the zones the best that I could. I didn't always stay in the zone completely, but I was so proud of myself for sticking it out for 45 minutes, and I went 12.36 miles, which is really good for me. Like for a 45-minute class, that's a really good distance for me. But yeah, it was tough, and I really like those Power Zone classes because they really do push me to do better. They just really do, and they are set up in a way that push your endurance, and it's supposed to help you improve over time. So I really like the idea of trying to do the Power Zone challenge. And they have another challenge that starts like right at the end of August, and Olivia will be back in school at that point. So I will try to work those in. It's a 3 or 4 classes a week, and it's going to be a hard, intense thing, but I want to challenge myself to do it. So I think I'm probably going to do that at the end of August and start doing that more. I still like mostly only take Bradley classes because I love his classes. I do some Cody's here and there, but I don't know, Matt Wilpers, there's something about his training, he really motivates me, and I like there's like science behind it too when he's training and he's talking about things. I feel like I do improve just listening to him coach. So I'm a big fan of his so far, and I think I want to take more of his classes and start improving a little bit more. And that's it. Those are the two main classes. And now I'm like fanning myself. It is so hot in this house right now. We do have the AC on, but this is the hottest room in the house, and it is 105 today, guys. It's insane. It's just been so hot. I feel like we live on the sun. Anyway, that is it. I hope you guys liked this video talking about all things Peloton, all things fitness, all things tracking. I'm glad that I'm back to tracking, and I've noticed some progress already just doing these weekly challenges I'm trying to keep up with. I really enjoyed that, and that's pretty much it. We've been working on the home gym. I added a few things to it to improve it, and I was adding up, again, like adding up the cost of all the racks and the dumbbell or the barbells and the bench and all that stuff, and I think we're gonna do it this fall. So coming up very soon, we're gonna get it done, and I'm super excited. He's excited. And also, oh, there's one more thing. Somebody, might have been the CEO of Peloton, has said that the rower is supposed to come out by the end of this year. They said, expect the rower in 2022. So I will be getting that as soon as it comes out. I've already told Johnny, I'm like, I don't care, we're getting it as soon as it comes out. I want to be one of the first people to have it and review it and talk to you guys about it. So yeah, that's also coming up soon, hopefully. Anyway, that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like these Peloton and fitness type of videos. I personally love these videos because it holds me accountable. I really like them. I like being able to talk all these fitnessy things. I know some people aren't gonna like these videos, but I clearly label everything so you don't have to watch them if you don't wanna watch them. But I really like making them and talking about all this stuff because it's such a big part of my life right now, especially like trying to get back to where I was, trying to improve my fitness, trying to do a little body recomp. All that stuff is super important to me now, and it affects everything. When you're tracking your food and you're trying to make better food choices and you're trying to up your protein, it affects everything in your life. I feel like it's a bigger part of my life and it needs to be documented, and I love being held accountable by you guys when I slip up or when I mess up. It's just really important to have you guys hear all of the good, bad, and ugly. Making these videos for you guys is definitely a motivating factor for me to stick with it and improve over time. So I hope you guys like them as much as I do. And that's really it for today. I hope you guys have a great weekend, great start to your week, and I'll catch you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.